I was just talking about, but this just made me think about the kid at Maul's wedding.
Oh
that was
God.
that we wanted. This kid. Well, how old was he? Like 6 or 7?
I think he was like 6.
Oh, he's like 8. He was a little bit older, but anyway, he was a kid, and I mean, by the end of the day, every grown adult male that was around him wanted to fight him like a grown man.
Yeah. Like a man. Like him.
Like you want to. No, I'm dead serious. Like you wanted to fight him like he was another grown man. Like you wanted to pummel him.
How did I miss this dude? Is it one of them kids who do all the dancing and stuff too?
Hey.
Oh yeah. All the new dances.
Creek got a theory.
Like it got to the point where we bargained with this kid. We were like, look, you just need to be good and normal for the ceremony. Then after that, you can do whatever you want because we're not going to be around you. We're not going to be around you. I'm not going to be accountable for you at that point. So I don't care what you do at that point. But for this hour, I need you to get your ass in line.
He was smart.
He was rolling away.
He was a
Hey, Lyles, what kind of haircut did he have, man?
Right.
Just out of curiosity.
He had a mohawk.
Yeah. My theory is accurate, man.
Yep.
I'm usually right about 90% of the time. Little boys that have mohawks are bad as shit, man. It's the haircut, man. I'm convinced it's the haircut.
This is when I knew he was for real. This is when I first met him. I knew when he was for real when I saw him sponge brushing his own hair. He had a sponge brush. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, when I saw a little dude do that, I was like, man. Like he was putting it, swirling around, putting the curls in his head.
What the world?
And he was smart too, because I was like, you try to talk to him like kids. So that's how. So he made you change your game up because you try to talk to him like a kid. You're like, hey, you need to chill out. I'm gonna call your mama. He's like, my mama in Texas. You can call my mama if you want to. And I was like, all right. So we're dealing with like a little man. So we're gonna have to treat him like a little man.
Yeah, you had to adjust your whole game plan once he said that.
Whole game plan for him.
Yeah, you had to get down on his level and like really get him that eye-to-eye direct contact, and let him know.
Man, had to call the audible. Man, had to call the audible on that play. Like, all right, hold up, no.
Yeah, I know he bullies kids. He has to, 100%. He has to bully kids.
Man, y'all should have locked him in the closet or something.
Man, that little boy was a different level of bad, man. Different level of bad.
But like how far as like I never knew that a 3-year-old could take me to a level of like where I wanted to like kick them like in the head or whatever. Like I never knew that existed, man, until you have a kid and you see a kid like doing some stuff around your kid and it's like, all right, like chill the hell out. Like, are you looking for the parents like come get your damn badass kid and ain't nobody damn handling the kid? So you looking at like I really might have to kick this kid in the face. Like, I don't want to, but this kid is really wilding the hell out. Like, what the hell? Like, it felt weird for me to have those type of emotions. I didn't really know how to deal with it. I was like,
can you whoop kids nowadays?
No.
No. Hell no.
You can't let anybody see you whoop a kid. You know, like we used to get whooped in public.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, you whip a kid, you going to jail.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. If somebody else you whip a kid, you can forget about it, man.
You can nudge them though, or if they run by, you can happen to casually have your foot out and trip them by accident though.
I'm a haze.
that can't happen.
I'm a haze. Or you can do pressure points too. Like if you take your finger and do this to yourself. Get your thumb and press the nail on your thumb and just press it down.
In no way, shape, or form are we condoning any forms of child abuse on this podcast.
Don't leave no marks. Sit them down.
You know, it's a good question maybe for another podcast. At what point does humanity shift in terms of like compassion? Because you can get you might have a racist person who seems like a little black kid getting beaten. They be like, "Oh my God, get your hands off him!" Like, but that same kid at 13, getting hemmed up by the damn police or abused otherwise, people just turn a blind eye. You know what I'm saying? It's like universal for children, but at what point do people be like, okay, that's not a child anymore, so like F it?
When they're viewed as a threat, in my opinion. But yeah, we can discuss it later.
Isn't that crazy? Like you look at children.
If Tyrone ain't cute anymore, and he looks like he might steal your purse.
But listen, though, serious question. Do you think getting whoopings were effective? I do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I used to get
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Ain't nobody want to get no whipping unless you some of the
Man, think about how you used to think about when you used to go out into a store or whatever. How you acted. Like I was terrified that if I did anything, that I was going to get my ass handed to me in the store. So I was like the best citizen ever at Walmart or whatever grocery store. I won't walk around touching nothing.
Nope.
I wasn't picking up shit.
But you got to talk before you went in, too, though. You probably got to talk before you went in the store.
In the parking lot.
You better not touch nothing.
You better not ask for nothing.
Don't ask for nothing. We want to hear to get this. And they had that facial expression on, too. They had to lean in. Don't ask for nothing when we go in the store.
Man, y'all know those candy called Rolos or something? They like chocolate.
Yeah.
So, okay. So this is, since I'm a personal trainer, I'm always looking at people's grocery cart. So this lady, like, mad out of shape. Like, out of shape, you could be big or skinny or out of shape, but this lady was big. And she had a little badass little boy just picking up all kind of stuff, right? So I'm like, dang, man, she gonna have this dude, like, out of shape. Her grocery cart look garbage. So he pick up some Rolos, and she snatches it out of his hand, talking about, you don't know nothing about that. Put that back. And I was like, okay, good job. And she's like, here, take this, and gave him a Mr. Good Bar. I was
like, damn, man. Thought he had a breakthrough. But
yeah.
I only like Mr. Good. I only like Mr. Good bars when they're in the miniature form.
Oh yeah.
I don't eat
that. Yeah.
You like the
it's
Halloween
like
ones?
It's only a handful. It's a handful of candy that I only like as miniatures.
Yeah, I ain't fucking with Mr. Good Bar. Period, man. It's gotta be
Mr. Good Bar, Three Musketeer, like the little ones.
But no.
Yeah, it gotta be a little one.
Because I'd be curious to hear, going back to this old school whoopings. Can you name like that one that you had that just you remember? There's a couple that I've had that just that's vivid.
I know you probably got a couple.
Oh my God. What I used to do is
mouth.
And think about it. It's always the mom that was the worst with it. So my mom, if anything that was close to her, she was gonna throw it. So what I used to do is just run out the house, like literally run out the house, and she was like, you got to come in sooner or later. But I'm like, when I come in, you're gonna be calmed down. That's the thing. That's the difference. And so I'll just let you cool off, and then I'll come in. But my dad, we used to laugh at my dad's whoopings, like they never hurt. We would literally laugh at them. And as an adult, because my dad never raised his voice ever. I've never heard my dad in his entire life raise his voice at us ever.
Oh yeah,
so it was a different type of letdown. So like my mom, I was scared of my mom because I knew it was going to be game time. We got in trouble. But my dad, you felt like you let him down. So it was the same effect, but just different. So as I got older, I was like, Dad, you never raised your voice, or when you whooped us, it never hurt. Why was that? He's like, because I would never whoop you when I was mad, because if I did, I would hurt you. And I was like, damn, that make a lot of sense.
You know? That's what I was about to say. Like I was about to say, most of the time your mom whooped you, she had.
Oh my God.
This is the thing. Like by the time your mom actually whooped you, she had probably giving you a pass on like 2 or 3 ass whoopings already. So like by the time she got there, you was wearing actually like 5 ass whoopings.
Yeah.
Like you wasn't just getting
and that one. It was 5 and 1.
Right, you wasn't just getting that one. Like you had built up some other stuff that just came out, and then you might have been wearing some shit that was going on. Like she might have been mad at your daddy, or mad at some other shit that was going on too. You might have wore a little bit of that too. Like you had gotten to a breaking point to where like that whooping was so much more than like what you had just did.
It's crazy because now that's stuff you can't do. That's why I don't know. I think I'm gonna. I learned a lot about the pledge process. Like I don't have mine holding up the wet towels and stuff till their arms get heavy. Or like it was a white it was a white family in the neighborhood that used to make their kids like get on their knees on a bag of rice.
That's annoying.
Oh wow!
If you think about it, though, it was actually that sucks.
Well, I was about to ask. So, does your perception of, I guess, punishment now change due to what is, I guess, socially acceptable now? Like we're sitting here talking about how we felt like whoopings were acceptable, like they were effective, yet we aren't really. I tend to not. That's not the first thing that I would look to do to my son. Like if something went wrong, like I don't initially think to hit him You know, like
that's not the first thing, but it's not going to be completely void though.
Right.
My daughter,
So,
like, I've never, I can't spank my daughter. I just can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I can. If I would say I just can't.
My motivation
would you-
is that I know
would you jack up now?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Would you jack him up in public?
Yeah, if he do something crazy, only if it's like detrimental to him. Because I'll be coming up to like wait till we get home. But if it's something that he's doing that could potentially get him hurt, you know, or something that's detrimental to him that he doesn't know, absolutely.
You know, my motivation, like I'm gonna give my daughter spankings, but I mean I know I'm not gonna want to, but every time I log into Instagram and see these ratchet hoes on here, man, we can't go down that path.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
It got to be that's my motivation right there. Anytime
And it's one of those things to
do,
where, as a parent, while your kids are young, it's easy to say what you won't do until that situation comes when you're like, oh my God, I never thought they would do this. Because life comes in stages, and as we all know, I'm pretty sure all of us have crazy stories to tell when we were teenagers or even when we were in elementary and middle school. So, I mean, you can never say what you won't do, but I'm definitely a believer in spankings, but they have to be properly placed. It's not a situation where you can just spank and spank and spank. No.
Yeah.
It has to be properly placed, and it has to be, like, right there at the right time, because it will stick with the child. It can't be one of those, you know, go sit in timeout and let me just pop you on your hand. No, as they get older, no, it's gonna have to be. Yeah. It's actually gonna need to be or something of some sort to where you can spank. Not a beating, a spanking. There's a difference.
There's a difference. And it got to be uniform too, because like it can't be like because it got to be standardized. And just like Lance said with the whole players thing. The spanking was more so the fear before it was worse than the actual licks.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that atmosphere. But then you got to standardize what you do because, like, a lot of parents back in the day, man, they picking up, like, race car tracks and cords, and that's, like, abuse. No, I mean,
yeah,
you need to know exactly what you're going to spank the child with. You need to know where you're going. You know, you plan to hit them, not on the lower back or, you know, tearing up calf muscles and shoulder back. You know what I'm saying? That's
right, or in the chest or anything like that. No, it's a proper way to actually do that when you have to do that, or when you feel like that's your last resort.
I picked Larkin up from daycare one time, and she wasn't ready to leave. So I picked her up. So I was like, "No, we got to go." So she smacked my face like twice, and I was like, "Damn!" Like I felt like my spirit leaving my body. So, yeah, we live like 3 minutes from daycare. Like she took my soul like at daycare. I mean, just smacked my face, told me no. So what I do, put her in the car seat, drive to the house. As soon as we get home, I was like, babe, Larkin just smacked my face. So Chris says, Larkin, did you just smack your daddy's face? And she's like, mm-hmm. And she said, you got two options. You can either apologize or you can go to timeout. She looked me in my face and walked to timeout. I was like, I had to put my hand over my mouth to stop laughing. I was like, damn, that was gangster.
I mean, and that's the thing. It is right now, but if she gets older and keeps doing that stuff, man, I'm telling you, it'll be a whole different conversation you're going to have with her.
Like, I actually find it to be more effective for me to be, like y'all were saying earlier, just selectively, like, stern than being like that all the time. Because I think when someone's like that all the time, you get used to it. You're like, oh, that's how they are.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Like,
yeah.
And so, like, for me, like, with Kalen, like, I'm not, whenever anything he does, like, I'm not the same way every single time. So when I am stern, he knows, like, okay, it's time for me to, like, straighten up. You know? Like, it's much more effective when I am. The selected times that I choose to do it outside of being that way every single time.
Right, because it's properly placed. Once it's properly placed, kids catch on quick. They know.
Yeah,
it's just like a lot of these kids, this generation now, a lot of the generation teenagers now that may feel like they can do what they want to do, and they have this whole understanding or misconception of, you have to give me respect before I give it to you. No, that's the opposite. That's really not how it's supposed to go. And a lot of times it goes like that because, nobody really taught them anything. And it starts when they're younger.
That is weird, because this is one of those things, like, how do you how do you discipline your child nowadays and still teach them to have the same values that we were raised with?